Good evening and welcome to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen Workshop. It is September 28th, 2023. It is 6:30 p.m. On Tuesday the 10th, the prayer will be with Alderman Waldron. Pledge of Allegiance will be with the Vice Mayor. You should all have a copy of the minutes from the September 5th, 2023 public hearing and regular meeting. We didn't have anyone sign up for the public comment period. We will have departmental reports, and we will not have on Tuesday, Bruce, the water treatment report presented. It'll just be in the packets. There's a conference that they will be at, just so that you're aware. But the board will still get the information. Moving on to old business, second reading ordinance 2023-21, an ordinance to amend the City of Laverne zoning ordinance by changing the official zoning map for tax map 14, parcel 72, consisting of approximately 9.33 acres located at 31 Lillian Buchanan Drive from a C2 highway service commercial zoning district to an R3 high-density residential zoning district. This received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on August 29th, 2023. And this is the same as it was last month. Does anyone have any questions? Seeing none. Moving on to second reading ordinance 2023-22, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2022-2023 general fund budget. Does anyone have any questions? Seeing none. Second reading ordinance 2023-23, an ordinance to amend Title 14, Chapter 3 of the Laverne Municipal Code regarding grading, soil erosion, and sedimentation control, and Title 14, Chapter 6 of the Laverne Municipal Code regarding the stormwater management ordinance. I believe Gary gave us a good bit of information on this last month. Does anyone have any questions? Moving on to the consent agenda. First, we have approve or reject city bids and purchases. First item we have is the state contract purchase. This is tires for city vehicles. That's pretty straightforward, but we regularly spend over $25,000 each year for tires. They are a budgeted item through the fleet department, and this will allow the city to purchase off of the Tennessee state contract. Does anyone have any questions? Moving on to the state contract purchase, bulk de-icing road salt. And again, this is just like it sounds. It is road salt. So it would be in the amount of $12,295. And if we purchase the full amount, it'll be $24,590. This is a budgeted item through the state street aid. And of course, we all know each year it's kind of hit and miss. We either get a lot of snow and ice or it's sunshine and 80 degrees. I'm sure that's what Doug's not hoping for, though. He loves that ice. Next, we have bid for the 2019 Interceptor Sewer Improvements Project. And this is through CTI Engineers. And this is just like what it sounds like. They've gotten three bids as far as for this. You've got $3 million with Isengard. And so, does anyone have any questions? Next, we have approve application for a roadblock to be conducted by the Shriners on October 14th, which is a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. with the rain date of October 21st. This will be at Murfreesboro Road and Stones River Road intersection. Does anyone have any questions? Moving on to C is another approve the application for a roadblock with Rolling Thunder. And this will be from 10 to 3, October 21st with the rain date of the 28th. Do note that if it does rain on the 14th, and these are both approved, then we would need to work with Rolling Thunder on rescheduling theirs as that rain date would overlap. But does anyone have any questions? Moving on to D, approve grant contract with the state of Tennessee, Office of Criminal Justice Programs for the Violent Crime Intervention Fund. And so, of course, Laverne received a $239,927 grant from this fund to initiate the purchase of tactical rescue and response vehicle. And so the Laverne Police Department is requesting the board approve the grant contract. Does anyone have any questions? Moving on to E, approve addendum number 1 from Reagan Smith for additional surveying needed for the South Waldron Road widening project. Let's see here. This would increase the overall contract by $9,500. $9,500. Does anyone have any questions? Moving on to F, amend employment contract with the city administrator, Bruce Richardson, regarding annual performance evaluation. Now, Bruce, you explained this to me. This is about the massive pay raise, lots of PTO for you, tripling the pay.
If the board wants to do that, I'm fine with it. That's up to y'all.
No, that's not what this is. This is basically just adjusting when the performance review by the board for the city administrator is. If you look at it traditionally, it's usually after the elections. And anyone new coming on the board, that's not really fair because they don't have a year's working time with Bruce. And it's also not fair to Bruce either because, they may not necessarily answer the questions because they don't have that experience with him. So this would adjust it, and it would need to be, it would change it to be conducted within 60 days of October 1st of each year. So it would put it before any elections. Does anyone have any questions on this? Moving on to G, approve the renewal of the employee benefits package for 2024. You've got that here. This is something we do every year. It's the employees benefit package. Does anyone have any questions on that? Moving on to new business, first reading ordinance 2023-24, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2023-2024 general fund budget. And this is for an amendment to the fiscal year for ITs, for the information technology department and the fire department. It would, you're looking at, let's get to the summary, $120,000 will come out of the general fund reserves. And so it's basically, we need to order some network switches, both for the fire department and for IT. Does anyone have any questions? Moving on to 9, first reading 2023-25, an ordinance to amend the impact fee ordinance to add an annual adjustment for construction cost of inflation. This is one that Bruce and I have been talking about because I would love to see something that automatically adjusts with the cost of inflation. So he did quite a bit of research, found where some other cities had already done something similar. We ran that through Evan, and we were able to come up with this, and it would work off the construction cost inflation. And so this would take effect every July 1st. Does anyone have any questions?
So it would go up a certain amount. We don't vote on what we would raise it, or?
No, sir. Well, as of right now, all of our impact fees are at 100%. So you cannot raise the impact fees any more than what was allowed in the study that was done by Duncan, 2-3 years ago. So really at this point, the only thing you could do is add a construction cost inflation factor into it because that study doesn't have that built in. So, we will look at the index for probably March or April each year and compare it to the previous year for the same month to see what the inflation amount is for that year time frame, and then we can increase, if needed, the impact fees by that percentage. And we have to do that by ordinance, so it will come through this board for approval, and of course it'll be part of the whole budget process as well.
It'll be listed on the fee schedule
Yeah.
that we move all the fees to. So it still comes before us, we still see it, we still vote on it, but this makes it so that essentially there's not 22-year gap.
I'm all about it.
Any other questions? Moving on, first reading ordinance 2023-26, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2023-2024 police impact fee fund budget. And this is to allocate funds in conjunction with the grant the city's received, the tactical response and rescue vehicle that we were talking about just a little bit ago. The matching portion is $101,361. And so this would come out of that police impact fee fund. Does anyone have any questions? Moving on to 10, first reading ordinance 2023 we just did that one. Resolution 2023-18, a resolution to accept the Portico Place Section 2 Phase 1 subdivision. This received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on September 26, 2023. And this is just like it sounds, subdivision acceptance. Does anyone have any questions? Moving on to number 12, Resolution 2023-19, resolution to write off uncollectible property tax accounts. And this is in the amount of $19,227. And property taxes are only collectible for 10 years. And so after they have been sent to Chancery Court for collection. So this would be what's outside of that. Does anyone have any questions? Number 13, Resolution 2023-20, a resolution authorizing the City of Laverne to participate in the Public Entity Partners Property Conservation Matching Grant Program. And this is a 50-50 grant. It's reimbursable up to $5,000. Does anyone have any questions on this? This would be used to replace security cameras at City Hall, as well as install some new cameras at the police department and the police department substation. Seeing no questions, we're moving on to 14, resolution number 2023-21, a resolution of the City of Laverne for Laverne Mayor Board of Aldermen to declare property owned by the city to be surplus to the city's needs and directing disposal of the same. And so this is two items surplus from the Parks and Recreation Department. There's non-working air compressor and 4 metal light bars. So does anyone have any questions? Moving on to 15, motion to approve the renewal of a license agreement with Windstream KDL LLC to construct, maintain, operate, and use a fiber optic telecommunications network within a specified portion of the city's right-of-way. As it sits right now, last we've heard, they still have not gotten back to us as far as their attorney's review. If that has not occurred by the time we get to this meeting on the 10th, then this will be removed from the agenda. Does anyone have any questions?
Wasn't this the same thing last month?
Yes, sir, it was. Moving on to appoint or remove board and committee members. First, we've got the Laverne Industrial Development Board. We've got 1 term vacant, 2 terms expired, or expire on the 1st of October. We have got Terry Coleman and Jim Hessman's terms expire on October 1st, and then Craig Stewart has resigned. Both Terry and Jim do want to remain on that board, and I know I spoke to someone on Tuesday who wants to apply, and then I had another resident reach out just today for the application. So this is being advertised on Channel 3 and on social media, so if we have more applicants, they will be added to this. Next, we have the Local Emergency Planning Committee. We've got 2 terms that are vacant, and that is the Laverne Police Department, which we recommend, staff recommends putting the new police chief on there. And then, let's see here. The other vacancy is the fire inspector, and of course, they're recommending that be left open till we have a new codes director in place. And then we do need to look at revising the municipal code. Box 100 has notified the city they are dissolving, so we do need to update that to remove them from this board. So Bruce, if you could get working on that, maybe for the November meeting. And
We plan to discuss this at our next LAPC meeting, which we were scheduled to have next week, but we've had to move that meeting. So we'll have that meeting sometime in October, or was it November? It was November. Just because of the situation with the chief. So it may be December before this gets on the agenda for approval.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the Stormwater Appeals and Advisory Board. We've got 2 terms that are vacant and have been vacant for a little bit. They're being advertised on Channel 3 and on social media. If anyone would like to apply, please feel free to do so. And then last but not least, it's just letting everybody know that we do have a Planning Commission term expiring on Halloween. So we will reach out to Mr. Coleman to see if he wants to remain on this board or not. Moving on to 17, discussion traffic calming study. This was mentioned last month by Alderwoman Hobbs, and she wanted to have a discussion. She could not be here, so she asked that this discussion not take place tonight and that we move this to our next workshop so that we can have that discussion with her here. So that will happen then. Moving on to Mayor and Alderman comments. Alderman Waldron.
I'm kind of shocked, but glad to see a board member finally getting a item on the agenda. That's something that I hadn't been able to do for over 3 years. But keep the Mays family in our prayers. We all know about that. And keep the Mike Stevens family in our prayers for their loss. Again, check on the elderly. Make sure your pets has got fresh water and shade. Thank you.
Alderwoman Hobbs.
No, it's cold weather's coming, so make sure you got your pilot lights lit on your fireplaces and in your gas heaters, and stay warm when it gets cold.
Vice Mayor, no.
I got nothing.
Wow, I'm shocked at that. Well,
Well, I can come up with it.
well, I do want to remind everybody about National Night Out, which is next Tuesday. It's at Veterans Memorial Park. Should be a lot of fun. I'm sure the police have a lot lined up for that. And I hear there may even be a baseball game with some city people. Is that right, Juliet?
Boy, she was all over that when you mentioned it.
Oh, yes, yes. I think she said Philip was going to be the pitcher. So.
And a coach. That's
fine. I do want to thank staff, and I know HR is not here. We had our retreat last month. It was very insightful. We've got some great takeaways from it. It was a good time to talk, plan, and move forward with the city in a positive direction. And I don't think as far as something that comprehensive has been done in the past. So it's good to see, and hopefully we will build upon that for the future. With that, I'll call this meeting adjourned.